Hello everyone, Martian Vampire here. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Xanje Endeavors. In this episode, I'm going to be showing off my Gen 21 Panseliers from my 100 Gen challenge and a few whammies that I wanted to show off that I've grown or have become in possession of recently because, my two favorite pets are Panseliers and whammies, and I just wanted to show them off. So you can see here I have one of my lovely Gen 21 Panseliers here on the left, and then Andromeda, one of my Black Missoulou whammies, on the right, which we will talk about him later on. But let's get into the Panseliers. So, on May 1st, I had 12 Generation 21 Panseliers born, and I got 5 females and 7 males. And here are my females here. Starting here on the left, we have Golden River and Dandelion and Newton. And you might think that Newton was named after Isaac Newton, but no, I named her Newton because she made me think of a fig Newton, and I thought that fig wasn't a very good name, so I named her Newton. And these guys these girls on the right, Plato and Pluto, are pretty much twins, which is like crazy. Like the only difference you can really see between them is Pluto has a slightly brighter yellow in her tentacles and on her nose than Plato does, and the little top layer of purple fur is closer to her main color, like it's a little bit more purple than Plato's. Plato's is more like a lavender. And as I was making this slide, I was like, did I really paste 2 of the same Panseliers together? No, I didn't. They just look the exact same. So, I've noticed that in the females here, there's a lot of gold, a lot of yellow, and in the males, you'll see that they're a little bit more different. Like, the males are more, orange dominated, which you'll see in the next slide, but I thought it was pretty cool that they were kind of divided up by the yellows, and yellow is a pretty unique color among Panseliers. I've been getting a lot of yellow and orange lately. Like I talked about in my last episode, I just think that the game is getting tired of me breeding so many Panseliers, and they're just grabbing me, the least used colors because they're like, we don't know what to give you. So here are my females. I think that my favorite female on here is Newton, just because of the really nice muted purple around the eyes. And I also really like Golden River. I get a lot of dark-eyed Panseliers, and those ones are like always my favorite. Like I have a thing for like the pets' eye colors. You know how I love red-eyed pets and dark-eyed pets. I don't really talk about the dark-eyed pets as much because the red-eyed ones hold a very special place in my heart, but you don't really get red eyes with Panseliers. At least I've never seen them. You mostly just get like blue, purple, and like black and yellow, I guess. I don't know, you just don't see any red. But Golden River has some very nice black eyes here. And Dandelion has some pretty blue eyes, but that's a little bit more of a common color. I also wanted to point out the white on Dandelion around her eyes and at the tips of her back tentacles. Yellow is an extremely uncommon color for me. I'd actually say it's pretty rare. Or not yellow, white is an extremely uncommon color. I don't really get it that much. And recently, I haven't been getting it a lot, but maybe in one kit in every 4 litters that I get in this challenge will have some white on them, which is pretty cool. So now onto the males. There's 7 males here that were born. Yeah, you can already see which one might be my favorite. The one all the way there on the left named Ancient Glass. That was the brightest one that I got. Well, not the brightest, but the darkest magenta one that I got in all of them. Like, it's the most uniquely colored one. Not another Panselier that was born among Generation 21 has that amount of pink. And you guys can see what I was talking about here, where the males are mostly dominated with orange colors. The only 2 that don't really have much orange on them is Ancient Glass and Lemon Star, which both have very bright highlighter yellow colors, and they both have dark eyes. So we're going to start from the left and kind of going up in a clockwise way. We're going to start with Ancient Glass and Mintfoot. Lemon Star is another one of my favorites. Like I just said, the yellow is just beautiful. I love it. There's Macaroon, Quiet Sunset, Lava Rose, and Sleeping Moon. And I really like Sleeping Moon's colors because, the pastel ones are really nice and pretty to me. I love getting pastel Panseliers. I haven't been getting a lot of like really nicely lightly colored pastel Panseliers because those ones are a little bit more common, I guess. In like earlier generations for me at least, like ones that I got from the shop when I first joined Xanje. I think that you could get them from the pet shop. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, the Generation 1 Panseliers that I got were mostly pastel, and then as you breed them, you get more brightly colored ones, darker ones, and all that good stuff. So, my favorite ones in the male batch have to be, like I said, Ancient Glass, Lemon Star, and Lava Rose. Some pretty interesting names here. I've been trying to name all of the Panseliers that get born because for a long time, a lot of my Panseliers just were unnamed, and I really like having named pets, and so what I ended up doing was I raffled off 15 redstones just a while back, and every Panselier that somebody named was a ticket, and so a lot of these Panseliers, these ones aren't, but a lot of my Panseliers have like a few odd names here and there because I actually let the players of Xanje name them. And I don't want to really get backed up with unnamed pets anymore, so I've been trying to name all of them. So some of them are a little weird because if you can't think of them, you just kind of gotta, pull them out of nowhere. But yeah, I've been kind of trying to stay with like Warrior Cat themed names. If you are a Warrior Cats fan, shout out to you for it's probably why you're on Xanje, is because you were in the first OG site of Warrior Cats RPG or Feral Front. But anyway, I digress. Here are the males. And then in the next slide, I'm going to be showing off the litters that will be in Generation 22. Now, yes, you can see that there are a few more litters than I usually would like to have. I usually try to keep it at least like 2 to 3, but I bred all of my favorites, and just because I wanted to make sure that their genes got passed on, because they're just gorgeous. Like you can see, I bred Ancient Glass and Lemon Star, and something that is a little bit different about these litters is usually when I get like the newest generation, I usually only breed the females, but the only female that I bred from Generation 21 is Lava Rose, the one down there in the bottom left-hand corner. The other ones are all males, and I wanted to just kind of show you which ones that I bred them with, because I really try to give them either like complementary colors, or like just like pair them up with ones that really don't look like them but are still pretty, because you get the best babies from them in my opinion. So Golden River is we're going to start up in the upper left hand corner and kind of go on another clockwise way. So Golden River here, I'm breeding with Bloodlet, who is a Generation 12. I believe that Bloodlet and Sapphire Eyes up here on the right, all the Gen 12 ones here, were bred when I was attempting to get another Ethereal Panselier from Romulus. So I have like probably over 1,000 Gen 12 Panseliers on their own, because I bred, I think, like 200 litters of them. So I have a lot of Gen 12 Pans. So here we have Golden River and Bloodlet, and then coming to the right we have Sleeping Moon and Calypso. And Calypso is a little bit of a special one, because Calypso is a Gen 1, and she's one of my favorite Panseliers, and she actually mothered litters in Generation 4, 7, 10, 11, and 14. So she has had quite a bit of like influence on this challenge. She was actually one of the main inspirations of this challenge, although she didn't mother like Generation 2 or anything like that. Sorry, I'm battling strays here on my computer as I'm doing this, but yeah, she's a special one. Then we got Lemon Star and Sapphire Eyes. That is one that has some white on it, if you can tell, in like the spots on the back and in the muzzle, you can definitely see some white in there. Then we have Ancient Glass and Xanje. Xanje is one of my favorites because of how brightly colored the pink is, and again, you can see a little bit of white in her. It's kind of like maybe like an extremely light lavender, but it's still a very light color. And then we have Lava Rose and Cambrian, and Cambrian's another favorite of mine that I got way back in the day. I believe that that's actually one of Romulus's babies. But yeah, these are the Gen 22 litters. They'll be born on May 27th. If you're following my thread of them, I have already posted the litters on there, and I will link the thread in the description of this video and in the post on the Xanje Endeavors Master thread. Oh, that's a mouthful. Anyways, let's move on to the whammies that I wanted to give a shout out to. Here on the left, there's Eris. It was actually my 6th micro dwarf East Missoulou that I had born last week. I had actually made a thread about it because I'm going to try starting a breeding challenge, trying to get as many micros as I can and kind of showing how often I get them, because at least every time I breed my dwarf East Missoulous, I end up getting a micro. And unless, like, I have this weird thing in my head where they're a lot more rare than they actually are, maybe they're not, but I get them like so often. I have no idea how I get so lucky with them. So I actually started a breeding project that I'll also link in the description in the post on the master thread. But this is my 6th micro dwarf, and I'm aiming for 7 because if you guys have ever seen my shop, Fiona and the 5 dwarves, it's actually now 6, but I want to get up to 7 because it would be cute. It's kind of like, a little Snow White pun. And then moving over to the right, we have Lucifer, who's a steel Bengal, and, even the steel Bengals I have a harder time getting than the micro dwarves. I'm not exactly sure on the rarities, but anyway, really love Lucifer because of the red eyes, and the steel Bengals are just very gorgeous whammies to begin with. I have about maybe 7 or 8. I'll have to do a video of steel Bengals on its own because I have, my own thing going on with them. And then on the right we have Lemon Meringue, which is a regular Bengal, but I really liked her colors. I've never really seen like a Bengal with that muted tummy with the yellow stripes going over it. It just looks really, really cool. And I wanted to show her off. And here's just few more. Starting here from the right, we have Andromeda, who is a black Missoulou Gen 1. I actually bred him from Gen 0 parents. I got Gen 0 parents from my other black Missoulou named Obsidian, and I have just been breeding them, trying to get some more Gen 1s. And then we have Kinnereth, who is a Celestial Mountain that is also a Gen 1, same thing, came from Gen 0 parents. And I know a lot of people are quite opinionated on having Gen 0 pets. That was a feature that was heavily debated and kind of critiqued a lot when it was released, but honestly, I think it is the coolest thing ever. It is a little expensive, like I kind of wish it was a little more like affordable, but the pets that you get from them are extremely valuable, and you can end up breeding more Gen 1 pets from them. So I believe I only have 3 pairs of Gen 0 parents because they are so hard to obtain, but that is what makes them so valuable and highly coveted. And I just think that they're the coolest things ever. Like, I have no qualms with them. I love finding Gen 0 parents. If you have differing thoughts than me, or you have your own thoughts, be sure to comment below. Maybe I'll make a video on its own of my Gen 0 parents once I get another pair, because I am planning on getting another pair here soon. I believe that I want to either get another black Missoulou pair, or maybe go into like the Gen -1s, because I know that there's a thread out there somewhere where somebody is like, their goal is to get up to like -100 generations for, I believe, Snowferas. I'm not entirely sure. I'll link it. But it's like, it's such a cool thing to think about. Like, I don't know. Imagine how far you could get. I could probably only get up to like Gen -1, because then at that point it's just like, I don't know. I would rather be breeding more Gen 1 pets. But yeah, if you have your own thoughts about Gen 0 pets, be sure to comment, let me know, because I love talking to other members of the community. And then last but not least, this guy on the right here, it was actually a gift from Klirk named I Hope You Have a Good Day with a little heart emoji. And, I've been kind of going through it a little bit. Life has thrown some curveballs at me. And, I don't know, it just meant a lot to get this whammy, especially because it's a Gen 1 North Missoulou. I love North Missoulous, and his coloring is really pretty. Like, that yellow is, it looks like tinsel. I don't know, it's just so pretty. And I want to give a shout out to Klirk for giving me this whammy. Thank you so much, because it meant a lot to me. And any gifts that I get from people, they go into like a special gift room. So if you've ever given me something, you can go check it out in that room. I keep all of my special babies in there. But yeah, thank you so much, Klirk, for that, for this beautiful whammy. Like, it really did make my day. So yeah, thank you for joining me for the second episode of Season 2 of Xanje Endeavors, and I will see you guys in the next episode.